first of all, I didn't study Sinology. I'm a lawyer, but I have a Chinese background because my grandparents were Chinese. They immigrated to Peru many years ago. So that's why I found that it was very interesting to promote Chinese studies in Peru, because I have Chinese roots first. And according to my experience, I was the founder and the director of Confucius Institute at my university. So I was very interested that Peruvian community know more about Chinese language and culture. For me, as a Chinese descendant, and because in Peru we have a very big Chinese community, it was like a duty to promote the culture of my grandparents in my country. I worked very hard for that, and right now there is a huge development of the learning of Chinese culture in my country. Well, this is a very interesting question because, first of all, I think that first you have to understand the Chinese history. If you don't understand the history, for example, the way of thinking of Chinese, you cannot do anything with China. As a conclusion of this question, it's like China has a long history of 5,000 years, but China also changed as every country in the world. But so you have to follow the process. To have a very deep knowledge of traditional Chinese culture, but also study very hard what happened in China now. I've written different articles regarding in magazines on special, some magazine for the Peruvian Chinese community. And of course, during my position as a Confucius Institute director at my university, and during those 11 years as I was a director, I promoted widely the Chinese culture in different issues, like organize different events, different concerts, Chinese traditional music, conference about China in different issues. China also to promote the learning of language, no? I remember when started our CI, Confucius Institute, was in 2009, and we started with 70 students, no? Right now we have every year we have 4,000, no? So all these years we have promoted the importance for Peruvian students or Peruvian community in general, how it's important to learn Chinese language right now. I think the center, I think, is a wonderful platform to, first of all, to meet all the Sinologists in the world. But I think the create this center is very important to know people who do the same job, the same work in different countries. I think, for example, the center will be a very important, tool for in the future to exchange more knowledge about what we do, no? In our country regarding Sinology in different aspects. For example, in history, in literature, humanities in general, social sciences. But also, I think the concept of Sinology is not restricted only to humanities. We can talk about Sinology, about child law, we can talk about sociology, we can talk about even innovation, technology, or for example, right now, artificial intelligence, no? So these are huge opportunities that the center could offer to all the Sinologists in the world. And we hope in the following years, we will have permanent visiting of scholars all around the world to come here to Qingdao. So it's great, it's fantastic. Yeah, this is a very important question because right now it's a debate about how is the role of China in the world, no? And I think that China, as a country that also have promoted the peace, harmonious life, no? In the case of Latin America and Peru in particular, we need China, no? As a good friend, that we have a long history of more than 170 years of history. I'm totally confident that we will have more cooperation, more exchanges, and of course, we will strengthen our friendship and mutual understanding of so many years. Okay.